so loud. All right. We are good. Hey, Pam. Hello. Happy Wednesday. Yes, happy Wednesday. I hope everyone had a lovely day and got to see parts of the beautiful Remembrance Day that they had. It was so touching. Of course, the musicians in my family pointed out that that they played, I guess, on a vintage bugle or something like that. So it wasn't as in tune as what it typically is, but I guess that's the instrument that they would have played on back in the day, right? So anyway, they were all very impressed. I don't know. Anyway, but it was very lovely. So thank you so much for joining me this evening. My name is Shannon, and I'm with Paper Delights, and I come on every evening at 7 o'clock to motivate you and inspire you and to stir the imagination to get crafting or to do something that you love, right? Self-care is giving the world self-care is giving the world the best of you instead of what's left of you. And so it's so important, I think, in these times to take time for yourself to do what you love, whether it's this or not, right? So I thought we would finish up with the poinsettia cards, and then we're going to move on to this set here, the Wishes and Wonder. So it's really pretty. So this one I saw just a last minute kind of put together because I had one doily left from the square vellum doilies, which was part of the Peony Garden series stuff. And so I thought, well, I'll use it up. And I had a piece of the paper left over from the Peony Garden. And I thought it would still look just as lovely with a beautiful poinsettia. So this one is it is not the real red, it is the other one, the cobbler, cherry cobbler. So I went for something a little deeper than the real red. And then this is part of the diagonal dies. Yes, that's good. Yep. So I thought we would put this together and then pick our sentiment that we want to put on here. Now I do have beside me, so this is the other set that I've borrowed from the Wishes and Wonder, and it's got a really nice one. May the wonder of Christmas stay with you throughout the coming year. So I thought that was really pretty. Let's see if it would fit on there. But yeah, so I've been getting some cards ready with this set for tomorrow and Friday. So I love the sleigh. We did it, I've done it in like a gold embossing. Isn't that pretty? So anyway, sometimes it's hard to stay focused on the cards in front of me. I start to get sidetracked. But there's so many. I can't even begin to show them all to you. So it's crazy how many there are. All right, so let's glue dot these together. So my Paper Pumpkin, so I bought a 3-month subscription for Paper Pumpkin for last month, this month, and then in December, because I know that they'll be doing a lot more sort of like Christmas themed paper pumpkins, and I just think they're really pretty. So I usually just subscribe for a couple of different months throughout the year, and it's always nice to get something new and different. So I think the next one, sort of the sneak peek they gave us, is about gingerbread. So that should be really fun. So we'll probably play with those in a little while too. All right. So then I have a few leaves. Oh, nope, just one. Just one leaf. That's okay. So what do we think? May the Wonder of Christmas. Do you think that one will fit? Let's try. Oops. I have all these things, cards to make, cards to finish up. I'm trying to finish up all of our wreath stuff, so I've got like piles of cut out wreath parts to go to put together, pieces that didn't work, and I keep them all because I could do like a half wreath with this one. So even if it's got boo-boos, I still keep them. I know it's a little excessive, but what can I say? All right. So if I put this here, maybe I need something different. If I put this here, then that's going to go off a bit more. All right, that's not going to work. The idea I had is not going to work. So we will have to choose something different. Oh, this one's nice too. May his light shine in your heart throughout the year. We could use that one. That one's a bit more up and down. I haven't even put it all together yet. Yeah, I think that one will work. So let's do that one. Ooh, crash, bang, boom. I think that one will work very nicely. So it's brand new. So what I'm going to do is just, you know, throw some more things around my room. I'm going to clean it. If you don't have a chamois like this, I highly recommend it. It's made a big, big difference. So it's a chamois, and you wet it, and then I leave it in one of these cases, and I rinse it out every couple of days. And then after you're done stamping, you just sort of rub it and clean it that way. And I find, I do have the other way as well, but I find when you're stamping as much as I am, that is so much easier. Oh my goodness. And then every once in a while I'll spray some of the cleaning solution and just sort of give things a good clean. But for the most part, that's how I clean my stuff. It's fantastic. All right. Yeah, the sleigh is really pretty. So this one is from the card set that I'll show you guys tomorrow. All right, I got to move this a little closer to me so that it's somewhat even here. Hold on. Can't have an uneven sentiment. There. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. All right. So then I thought for the doily, I would just sort of tuck it in behind. I thought that would look really pretty. All right, so let's put some things together here. Let's see if I can get this to go. Yeah, I've got a few little quotes. I've got this one here too that I really like. An empty tank will take you exactly nowhere. Take time to refuel. So important. I think, you know, when I'm working with the kids, that if I'm not feeling my best, then it's, you know, it's going to have an impact. I'm going to be grumpier and more short-tempered and all those things. So, but I think people find it really hard sometimes to take time for themselves. So, and for the longest time, to be truthful, I didn't know what that looked like, right? But I'm learning. All right. So I'm thinking this is going to go here. So I kind of want to center it so that the flower and the sentiment looks like it's in the right spot. So I'm thinking that's going to be good. And I should probably put some more adhesive. I thought I wouldn't have to, but clearly I do. And now I have enough that it's sticking to my fingers. All right. There we go. And then we'll get some glue dots on this, and then we'll tuck our leaf in, and then we could do some Winkostella on the poinsettias, maybe? What do you think? Or do you like the more sort of more muted sort of color. We could sparkle it up, or do we like it matte? Have a matte finish opposed to a glossy finish. What do we like? What are we in the mood for? We're in the mood that I only have one leaf, so. So let's see, we've got these. I think I like these ones here, the sort of the clear ones with a little bit of gold in them. But what do we want to do for in there? I think these will be too big, unless I just do one. What do we think? Yeah, I think that'll work. It's a little on the small side, but I think it'll be okay. Well, we could do, it does look kind of velvety. Yeah, I kind of like the matte finish for a change. I know I usually make everything very sparkly, but sometimes it's nice to have the matte finish. So there you go. So there's our first one. So again, you know, don't be afraid of using some papers that you might have thought weren't necessarily traditional Christmas, because, you know, something as lovely as this, right? It still looks really pretty. So if you have some leftover paper, pull it out. So here's another one. So this one was on the poinsettia paper, but as you can see, it's not necessarily Christmas. Like, you could use this for a birthday, you know, thinking of you with some pretty flowers, not necessarily poinsettia flowers, right? So, you know, pull out some of your old paper that you might have kicking around, and you'd be surprised what you can put together. So we'll glue this one on. So this one, I like this. It's a different, it's the shaded spruce or the garden green. No, this is the garden green. Sorry, my apologies. But there's a shaded spruce that I like too. That's really pretty. That's the shaded spruce. I love all the colors. I think it's awesome that Stampin' Up! Has so many beautiful colors that coordinate with so many things, right? And the new catalog that's coming out, if you're a demonstrator, you get a sneak peek. Oh my goodness, it's so nice. Oh, so many to choose from. It's going to be lovely. Can't wait. All right. So this one I did out of like a very pale, almost like a mint macaron kind of color. And then I did 3 little pearls in the middle. And basically my idea was, so we could turn the card this way and again have it something similar to that. And then I've got some spriggies because I'm all out of leaves, and I didn't realize I was all out of leaves until like 2 minutes. So we could do something like that. We can leave it off entirely and just have some pretty flowers with the sprigs. What are we thinking? Sentiment? No sentiment? I'm going to have a drink. Yeah, the paper is really pretty. There's one set that I already know I'm going to have to get. It's hydrangeas. I love, love, love hydrangeas. So you don't mind leaving the tag off? All right. Hey, Gertrude. All right. So we'll glue that down. Yeah, there's some really pretty stuff. So it's going to be lovely. And again, they've got sets where like the papers are so pretty, like the poinsettia paper, that even if you didn't get the stamp set and just got the paper, you could make so many beautiful cards with it. So it's going to be really nice. So I'm going to turn it this way just to be different. No particular reason other than that. And then I think instead of using glue dots, I was going to use some actual glue, white glue. It'll just make it a little bit easier to try and fit into where I want it to go, and it'll give me a bit of time to sort of move it around and stuff. So yeah. High school has been so different than elementary. So many things to learn. But Duncan is keeping me updated in all the lingo so that I can try to fit in with the big kids, you know. Otherwise they just look at me and roll their eyes. Did you know that they are playing the game called Among Us? It's a crazy game. All right, so no sentiment, and I'm just sort of tucking these in, the little holly berries that I have. I might find some green leaves at some point, but unfortunately, like I said, I didn't notice until 2 minutes before I was supposed to come on, so I thought I had a bunch, but I did not. So that's all it's getting for now. Sorry. All right, last card. Now this one I went a different route. I had some paper that was like musical instruments, or musical notes, I should say, sorry. Black and white. And I really liked the black and white that I did with the wreaths. So I thought, oh, maybe I should do something black and white with this. So we can do this side, which is the score, or the notes for Jingle All the Way. So it's just a piece of Whisper White with a slightly smaller piece of black with a slightly smaller piece of Designer Series paper. And then I have the square of white with a slightly larger piece of black. And it's going to go here. And then the sentiment goes on. Now I have a really pretty red ribbon that we can add. So we have a couple of options. We could add it behind and do like the bow on the side, and then do like that, and do the bow here on the side, or we can just have a bow and pin it to the top. So I have a couple of options. What are we thinking? What are we thinking? What do you guys like? And I think for the center of this one, I'm going to use these. I found these at Michael's. Shh. But I really liked the gold, and I thought some of the bigger ones would fit really nicely in the center. So all right, while you think on that, I'm going to start putting things together. If we need the red ribbon to the side. There we go. All right. So this time I think I'm just going to tie it right onto the card. I would usually tie it a different way, but I think for this card, for this time, we'll just tie it this way. I've got lots of ribbon, so I'm not too worried about not having any left. So I think I'm going to do something like this. I'm just trying to keep the pressure. It's always easier if you have someone to put their thumb down for you, eh? Sometimes I have to tie a knot first, but let's see if I can get it this time. It's not bad. And I could always put a glue dot if I need it to be a little snugger. And I am going to bend it a bit so that I can undo this so that it's even. There. All right. Maybe. There we go. All right. So the idea was we'd have this to the side. This would get glued down. This would get glued on, and then the poinsettia on the bottom. So let me just fix up my bow here so that it's a little bit smaller. And I heard someone say when you're cutting the tails off the bow that they should sort of be slightly longer than the loops. So to, you know, for the sort of always to have sort of the right look, they should always be just slightly longer than the loops, which I thought was very interesting. But then when you do it, you're like, yeah, that is actually the perfect length. So there we go. All right. So I think for the sentiment, I'll use this one again because I like, maybe not. I'm trying to think of what sentiment I had in mind when I made this one. Was it this one? No. I do that sometimes. I have a sentiment in mind when I'm making the cards, and then I pack things up and I don't remember where I put it or which one I had in mind. So let's see if I can find one that will work, because I want something that's big enough. There, let's do that one. So I'm going to glue this down first. Can't believe the weather we've been having. Absolutely stunning. But I think the cold weather's coming back very, very soon. So I'm going to glue this one down as well. Just like that. Sorry, I didn't realize I was... My apologies. All right. So we've got our sentiment. So again, I'm going to put this one more to the top so that I've got some room for the poinsettia. There we go. So the question is, do I pop it up or do we leave it? Yeah, let's pop it up. I think that'll look nice. There we go. And then the poinsettia will just sort of tuck in underneath. There you go. And then this one will tuck in down here. So I think I'm going to use some glue for this one. And I'm trying to spin it so that it's on, but it's not falling off the card. Which is apparently a lot more tricky than than I anticipated. There we go. All right. And then we'll add our leaves to make it look more symmetrical. And there we go. All right. We can add a little bit of sparkle to this one. And then we're good. So I'm sure you guys have got different kinds of paper kicking around that, you know, with the sentiment, a little bit of ribbon, and a poinsettia, you've got yourself a Christmas card, right? So there you go. So just a reminder, if you're interested in the wreaths Christmas card, we're going to be doing that, all about wreaths, on November 29th at 7 p.m. I'll come on, that's a Sunday, I'll come on live and make the cards with you. But not to worry if you're not able to make it. It will be recorded and posted on the website for you to do at your leisure. So if you're in the Ottawa area, I'm more than happy to drop it off. I just need a bit of notice, so it's all good. And then the open house will also be on the 29th from 10 until 2, and all the cards that we're making here, as well as some home decor Christmas stuff, will be out as well. So on the 29th, it'll just be Christmas. I don't think I'll have the other cards out, but we'll see. Yeah, I might change my mind. So it all depends on how much space I have out there and how cold it is. So there you go. So thank you so very, very much for joining me this evening. I always appreciate a like and a share, or if you have any ideas or things that you would like to see, please send me a message. If you are looking for some Christmas cards, either to make yourself or to have made for you to give out, again, please drop me a line. I would love to create something special for you. So have yourself a wonderful, wonderful evening. We'll see you tomorrow, and stay safe.